Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of the PSK Macarthur monthly roundup for this year. I'm Paul Dawson. I've got with me David Debono. How you going, David?
Good, Paul. How you going, mate?
Not too bad. A little bit normal so far this year. We're all back in the office and a little bit more back to normal.
Yeah, exactly right. It's been a crazy sort of Christmas period, as you know, with COVID and everything else, but everything's back into the rhythm of life and we're getting back to normal within the office.
Absolutely. And we've been with PSK, I think, coming on 8 months now, and everything's going smoothly, and it's basically old hat. We're having a lot of conversations with clients at the moment around the volatility in the markets and different things happening and how that affects them and their portfolios. What are some of the big things you're seeing, Dave?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's been a very topical subject at the moment in relation to obviously the market. Since just before Christmas, we've seen a bit of a downturn in the market. And a lot of that has got to do with the concerns in relation to inflationary rates in Australia. We all know, we watch the news every night and we can see petrol prices going up, land prices going up, unemployment rates are at all-time record lows, and that's put a bit of pressure on the cost of living going up. So there's an expectation that the Reserve Bank is going to raise interest rates in Australia over the next 12 months, something between 1% and 1.5%. And that will therefore potentially impact on the earnings of businesses in Australia and therefore impact on the share market. But from what we've been told, all of that's already been factored into the share market, so the worst has already been washed through the markets. But there's obviously other things that are playing on the markets at the moment as well, Paul.
Yeah, so that's what I would consider sort of one of the two big things. The second big thing that's typically grabbing the headlines in the last little while is, if you watch the news, the scenario in Russia and the Ukraine. Obviously, that has a couple of effects on things, and the first being the obvious one: how does that affect trade or the economics of things? What happens with the sanctions and things like that? But secondly, and probably most importantly, the impact that it has is the uncertainty, the anxiety that scenario creates. So obviously, while there is a real economic impact, typically the markets start to get panicky or start to worry a little bit about what might happen. And sometimes that can be the biggest factor, and so far that's been the biggest factor so far. One of the important things that we're sort of reminding people or telling them to keep in mind is that these sorts of things are normal in the sense that there's always things happening in the world. There's always concerns with China, concerns with North Korea, trade wars, pandemics, all that sort of stuff. And as long as your portfolio is set up for a long-term view and you keep in mind that you're not investing for weeks or months, you're investing for years or decades, typically there's uncertainty or short-term waves in the market that these things create, that they don't make long-term impacts. And normally you see returns to better levels over time, which is important.
Agreed.
And anything else happening in the world of financial planning, David?
Look, the other thing on the radar at the moment, as we know, is Centrelink have come out and announced that the pension rates are going to be increased over the weekend, so from the 19th of March. And they've advised us that the maximum pension rate for singles is going to go up by $20.10 per fortnight to $987.60 per fortnight. And the couple rates will go up $30.20 per fortnight to the maximum of $1,488.80 per fortnight. The other thing Centrelink's changing too is the assets test threshold. So at the moment, the assets test threshold is going to be increased to $599,750 for a single homeowner and up to $901,500 for a couple owner homeowner. So that's a significant lift.
And what does that mean for the people watching, Dave? What does that mean for clients?
Well, we'll find that any clients at the moment that are currently receiving an age pension, they will actually receive an increase in their pension rates per fortnight. But also there are some of the people out there that have previously been above the asset threshold will now be maybe eligible for the age pension. So if you think you're in that situation, give us a call and we're more than happy to have a chat and see if we can help you.
Beautiful. That sounds good to me. Thanks for your time, Dave, and thanks, guys.
See you guys.